life is going to be tough. Life is going to be, like I mentioned, you're going to go through trials and tribulations, ups and downs. But to never give up. Never give up. There's always a light at the end of the tunnel, no matter how defeated you may feel.
Hey Wildcats, welcome back to the UAZ Podcast. This afternoon, we have one of our special guests, Rick, and I happened to attend one of his shows. I met him through the Odyssey storytelling, where he was partnering with the organization, and he happened to share his story. And I attended, and I was really inspired because he's put in so much effort. He has been sharing this story. I think it's not the first time that he has done that, and I think each time he shares it, it's refined and it's brought up in a different way. So, I will highly encourage you guys, if you're looking for something, or if you wanna listen to a new story, you wanna be inspired to do something as well, because as he shares his story, he's inspiring the audience, and I really love that. And so, if you're really looking for something, for sure here in Tucson, he'll be sharing his story very soon. And I will encourage you guys to do that. So, Rick, you're most welcome. This is UAZ Podcast, and I have my colleague here with me,
Nicole Camacho.
And today we just want to learn more about your journey, where you started, what inspired you, and how this journey has enabled you to interact and connect with the community deeply. So for our first question is, what first inspired you to become a storyteller?
Oh, nice. That was a beautiful intro. I'm going to send you $20 for that. You got the check in the mail. It's only $20.
Thank you.
No, but thank you guys for having me. It's an honor to be here, just to be a guest and to share your story. I've been watching you guys' platform as well. I want to give flowers back too. I know you guys gave me flowers, but I'm always about giving flowers back too. So I'm a fan of you guys and what you do and shining lights on stories, especially on campus and off campus too, all those things. So keep on going. That's awesome.
Thank you.
What inspired me to be a storyteller? I think it was something that I was born with, right? I think that was something that I always wanted, that I saw in me, that I would just naturally tell stories to people if I'm meeting them. And I briefly mentioned to you guys prior to the podcast when we first play that I was I was the funny person around the household, and then in Zeph I was the class clown, all those things, and I would just be the funny person and tell stories, and everyone around me, especially once I was got out of high school, was like, you should do comedy, you should do this, and I was like, I guess I'll do it, but I didn't know the direction. Right, I didn't know what is that. I didn't know that was the word called comedian, or storyteller. None of that, and it wasn't until in my 20s, I think I was 23 or 24, and I messed up my knee and I had to get surgery, and I was I had to learn how to walk. My mom was on my, on my head, being annoying, and I remember I had this huge beard. I didn't smell good. I was depressed because I'm like, I can't do anything. My mom every day is on me. I don't want to be here. College doesn't start for another, I don't know. It was a break. It was some break. So I'm like, I got to figure out my life somehow. And I text all my high school friends, just checking in with them, like, hey, what's up? How you doing? Still remember me? Like, yeah. And every text I got back was like, doing good. Are you doing comedy yet? So I'm a very spiritual person. So at that moment I said, all right, I think this is a sign, this is a message. And I just prayed to whatever's out there. I made a pact, right? I was like, if you can help me to recover fast and to walk again, I will find out how to do comedy. And then literally I started, like Rocky, training, and I was learning how to walk again. Within a month and a half, I got rid of the crutch and I was just walking like that. I was like, all right. I felt the fear. I was like, wait, I got to, my end of the bargain, I got to go do it now, do comedy. I was like, maybe I could wait. And then I heard the voice like, no. You say you got to do this. So I went to go do comedy. At first, I figured it out on Google and found out it was an open mic. I said, I'm going to go do it, told my friends. Like one person showed up, but it was with other comedians. Went on stage. Of course, my comedy started with my mom, talk about my mom. And I just remember hearing a laugh. And then I blacked out for the rest of it, because it was something when I heard that laughter that was like, oh, this is where I'm supposed to be. I loved it. It was just So then from there, I went from comedy, and then improv, acting, and then what I love to do was to tell these stories from my life and make them funny and shine a light on it. So the inspiration came from my life. The inspiration came from, like my purpose was already here to like, this is part of your journey. Yeah. I just had to like discover figure it out. And it was just something that it was already in me. I just had to keep searching for it and keep on taking it out and using it. Yeah. So that was my journey of a storyteller. Been doing it for 15 plus years now. Wow. And there's so many different avenues of comedy, right? It's just you could be a writer, you could do the improv. There's a whole thing, and I just started branching off all that, and I think storyteller just like summarized me best. Yeah.
Well, that's a long way of discovering.
Yeah.
Discovering it, but I am glad that even though you went through something like your knees got broken, and that was a moment of you saying that maybe I'm not gonna do anything with my life anymore. But through that, you really found your inspiration so deeply. So sometimes that's how the people always say that sometimes the things that happens in our lives, they comes with lots of blessings if we see them in a different perspective. Right. It was a bad thing for your knees to be broken, but at least there is a way it also motivates you to what you're doing today.
Right, but I think that life has a way of humbling you, right? Life, during that time, I also was pushing it away. Yeah. Like, I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. How many times we always do that in life, right?
So many times, yeah.
But when I messed up my knee and I had to get surgery to fix it, what's my excuse now? It put me in a place to, like, think and be in my head to be like, okay. And then I'm getting the messages. You got to be aware. People are telling you. Everyone could have told me those things
before.
Way before. Did you do comedy yet? Did you do comedy yet? It just so happened in that moment. Yeah. And it was like, okay, you want to walk, right? You know, you're healing. Yeah. Do this and then do that, and it'll all connect. Yeah. But you figure that out as you keep going. So, life will do that for you.
Yeah. And now, like, for the past 15 years, what continues to drive your creativity today?
The love for it, the passion to connect with people and to connect with my story. So when I was doing comedy, I wanted to be more than, I learned quickly from myself. I wanted to be just more than just the jokes. Like, I want to make you think as well and then laugh at the joke. You know, I could do just regular jokes and that's saying you have a good time. Yeah. Something clicked for me where it was like, man, I like the feeling of me learning from these stories, me feeling these stories. And at the same time, while I was doing that, you guys were embracing that as well. And then you was like, man, I could relate, or you made me reflect. So, you know, what keeps me going is that love and drive and passion that I have for storytelling and learning I go to therapy, but this is another form of therapy for me, right? I know that, like, I can go back in time and dig up my daddy trauma and then, man, cry through it, laugh through it, and then find a moment of peace to be like, oh, I see the lesson here. Okay, now how can I put this out there so then you see the beginning, middle, and end with the tears, with the laughter, with the shock value. Yeah. To present it into a story now, because now I just learned from it by thinking back, and now I want to do it on stage. So that keeps driving me. I think we all have stories. Yeah. We all can go back. We all can learn. We all can laugh. And I think the moment you can take control of that, of your life and your stories, there's such a beautiful learning curve there. That's true. And laugh. Take time to not take yourself so serious. That situation was serious. It can't be serious forever. You can also shine a light on it and laugh. I'm like, man, I was really bugging in that moment. Like, you know, so, or, yeah, it sucked. But, you know, here's the brighter side. Yep. You know, so that's what keeps me going. The passion, the love for it, and finding the light and the laughter in these dark times in my life and whatever's going to come in the future, too. And I love performing. Yeah. Yeah, and for me, like, attending your events, I really saw that because after you had shared your story, like you mentioned earlier, you were putting in so many aspects whereby you included music, you included the laughters, you included your real story, like where you were at your lowest moments. Yeah. And
that resonated a lot with the audience, because after your story, when people were sharing their feedback, they were like, man, I relate to that. My son is going through this something. And I think if he watches this, he will be inspired in so many ways, which is really great, because recently I was creating a story and I gave it to my sister to read through it. And she's like, why are you trying to advocate? Just share your story. But it was like, why should people listen to my story without getting something? Why should I waste all these hours practicing, writing, and then at the end of the day, no one is, yes, people are going to relate, but they're not getting something from it. So I want to use that moment to at least impact the community and the society. Whoever listens to it can get something from it. And that's what you're doing, which is really great, because if somebody can travel from very far to come and listen to you, they will laugh, they'll cry with you, they'll reflect, learn, and also learn from it as well, which is something that not every actor or every storyteller does. Yeah.
And I think that's beautiful, right? I think one of the things that you touched on that I want to piggyback on, that you said, if I'm not going to really connect with this, right, or share or learn something from this, or go through the motions of this, then why am I wasting my time on stage? I 1,000,000% agree with that.
Yeah.
I don't know what it was. Maybe in another life I did come from this performing. The stage to me is such a honorable and a respectable place. Like, I don't want to waste my time up there, because not everyone can do it. And if you do it, say something.
Yeah, and everybody
meaningful.
can share their stories.
Right.
But what's the difference? What are you sharing differently?
And you could have your moments, right? Because
Yeah.
I had my moments, like I said, my first couple years figuring out my voice, what that is. And, a lot of throwaway stories that didn't go anywhere. It was just laughs. But something happens along that way that, like, I want something more. And I think that's beautiful that you said that, like, I don't want to waste my time, because if I'm wasting my time, then I'm wasting your time. That's the stage to me is a sacred place. And it doesn't have to be a physical stage, right? It could be in the gym, in the lunchroom, in the bathroom. You hear someone crying, and all of a sudden someone's like, hey, you all right? No, I'm not all right. Like, all of a sudden, now you're having a moment with that person. What's going on? Well, it's this happened. That's a stage. Now you guys are having a heart-to-heart moment. That connection. We need more of that in humanity. That connection, connecting more to stories. So yeah, sorry if I ran off on a tangent.
No, you're good.
No, I truly loved your story about getting injured and then finding a career after that challenge. I think with challenges, you always get something positive out of it, whether you pass that exam or you don't pass it, but at least you learn that study method isn't good.
Right.
And this morning I did learn something about myself. My professor asked me why I chose to major in law, and I kind of thought to myself, like, why did I really choose law? And then I remember I would get picked on as a kid, and I didn't know how to stand up for myself. Yeah. So every challenge always comes with a good outcome. So to all the students who are struggling with sharing their own story, what advice would you give to those students?
The number one thing that I used to hear in doing comedy when I first started, it was like, hey, what advice you would get? Like, I'll see people, I don't know if you guys know, but I'll see, like, one person was his name is Ashley Larry from the Dave Chappelle show down in Rawlins. And at that time when that show came out, he was doing shows and he had an open mic. So anyway, I went up to him. I said, hey, I just started out. What advice you would give? And he was like, just keep going on stage, son. And then he walks away. And I was like, keep going on stage, son. I was like, okay, I didn't get it, right?
Yeah.
It wasn't until I kept on going on stage that I was trying and I was doing. And I remember you said that, asked me in the show, like, hey, did you went to school for this? And I was like, no, I mean, I took down the road, I took classes of, like, how can I get better in certain things? But the stage, that's your class. That's going to teach you everything. Because I could give you pointers, but at the end of the day, you know your voice, and you're going to keep building on your voice. So whoever's struggling out there of, like, oh, can I tell my story? Tell your story. That's the first step. Tell your story. Give yourself the permission to tell your story and write your story. Write something out, put it in a draft, and then try it out on your friends. It don't have to be on the stage, right? Hey, let's go to in the park real quick, get like 4 or 5 people. I want to run something by you guys. Or maybe that one person. Everyone has a story. You have the right to tell it. You have the right to share it. Give yourself that opportunity to tell it. And do it scared. Do it fearful. Do it not knowing. No one starts anything knowing anything.
Yeah.
You have to build up to it. When we first learn how to walk, we're stumbling all the time, and then we have assistance, and we have someone in the back. Hopefully, it's a parent. Go, keep going, or holding you, and eventually you learn how to walk by yourself. So you just have to give yourself that permission to do it. It's simple as that. Just do it. Allow yourself to sit in a room and write out the story, and then after that, take the next step to share it. If you guys are my friends and you tell me you want to be a storyteller, I'm the worst friend to have, because I'm like, I'm gonna text you every week. Did you write it? Did you write it? Did you go on stage? Hey, check out this thing. I just saw this right now. Hey, check out this stage thing. And I also want to share too, like when I went to college, I'm getting flooded, right, coming here. Because college takes me back. It was a pivotal point in my life. I went to Buffalo State. I only went to college because I wanted to get away from the hood. I wanted to get away from Brooklyn, my environment. I knew there was something more. At that time, my mom was telling me, like, if you went to the Air Force, they give you, like, a house. So I remember I told my guidance counselor, like, I'm going to the Air Force. I can't afford college. I want a house. She's like, you don't need no house. Just 18 years old. What are you talking about? No, you could get financial aid. So I did the whole process, and I picked Buffalo State because it was one of the colleges that picked me, and my guidance counselor had a connection there. So I said, I guess I'm going to Buffalo State College. And then I said, how far is it? They said, driving is 10 hours. Oh, that's perfect. That's 10 hours away from my house. That's perfect. I'm going. Not a clue why I'm doing there. I wish I could be like, didn't declare a major for 10 years, but I had to pick it according to my second year. And I filled out to be into, they was doing a brand new major program called Television and Film Arts. Prior to that, I was just joking around at school, get my grades, did the gen eds, doing great. But I'm like, I don't know what I'm doing. I think I'm just going to get a degree just to get a degree. And so I picked communications at that time. And then my mom was like, you went to college to talk? You could have did that here for free. I was like, so it wasn't until the end of the second year, it's like, you got to pick something. And I applied to this new major that they was doing called Television and Film Arts. And it was about writing, directing, all that stuff. And I was like, I love movies. I love writing. I love telling stories. I'm doing comedy a little bit here. So let me just do that. Long story short, I get into the major. And the rest was history. I learned so much about writing and directing and producing. And while I was doing my comedy, I was like, this is where I need to be. But I say that to say, sometimes you just have to embrace the unknown, right? So you got that question of like, hey, why did you pick law? Sometimes it may not click, but then you take a moment and be like, oh, because I got picked on and I couldn't stand up for myself. Now I want to learn those things and help myself and help others. No one told me that within 2.5 years of being in Buffalo State College, that like there's a seed here being planted. You just got to wait for it. I was just living life and figuring things out, trial and error, until I reached that point. And I think when you reach that moment that you're like, oh, this feels right. Something is clicking. I don't know where it's leading, but something is clicking. So if you want to be a storyteller and you have a story to tell and it's already clicking and it's already telling you, chase that feeling. And the rest will be, and that love and that clicking and that passion will follow you through. You'll never go wrong with that.
Well, how did you start and how did you feel when you were first starting off?
I felt, I was very nervous, very, very scared, very afraid of like, what am I doing in a sense, like, and all the comedians I had support and, just not in comedy, improv and acting, right? It was like, you figure it out, you do this. And I was picking it up, but I had all those emotions that people have sometimes, doubt, fear. But I think also that drive, that they gave me a drive to keep going. And knowing that it takes time to get good at anything. But I'm going to tell you something, and it's maybe cliche, and you hear it all the time, but it was fun. I had fun going up there. Even when I was bombing and there was no jokes, no laughs, I would be hurt. But I was like, how can I get better? Why that joke didn't work? Why did I set it up right? Was the storytelling not good? Was I stuttering a lot? I was so focused of like to get good. But at the end of the day, in the middle of everything that I was trying to figure out, I had fun. And I felt the passion that it was a love. So in anything that you do, have fun with it. Storytelling, law is going to be stressful, right? But there's a fun there. You may not think certain things are not stressful because it's already inside you, right? That you're like, oh, there's a fun aspect here. I don't know. I enjoy this. I wouldn't. Prayers for you and great and support, but I would, right? So that's how like some things are in us. Yeah. But if you tell me, hey, this person needs help with a script or storytelling, boom, you may be like, I don't know it's about me, but did you get hit by a car? Because I can help you with the law stuff. Like there's something that did someone that disrespect you? I can help you with that. And then I'll come like, what's so funny when you got slapped in the face before you sued them? Like I could break out to see the story for what it is. Yeah. So I had the fears and the doubt, but most importantly, I had the fun and the joy to keep figuring it out and to keep going. That kept me going even till now. I'm 37, right? And I was telling my friends, I could see myself being 70, 80 years old if I'm blessed, knock on wood, to be alive, to still doing storytelling, sharing a story. Yep. Because we go into different phases of life. And I always have something to share. And I'm silly. I keep it fun, I don't think that will ever go in me. I'm still like a kid.
So is you keeping like the fun part of your storytelling aspects, ensuring that your audience are having fun as well, laughing. Is that a way of getting away with the uncomfortable parts? Because I share stories a lot, and one thing that I want to do as I continue with whatever I'm doing is advocating, but also like ensuring like to share stories that resonate with people. And I get this a lot because as I write out my stories, I always remove some parts that I want the audience to listen to. And if I start, last week we're doing something about storytelling and I was sharing my story, and so the room was so cold, like everybody was so cold, and I was like, what am I sharing? And that shutted me down because I was able to cut my story so short because I don't want people like to start judging me of what I'm sharing about my background. And when I go so deeply into the emotional parts, I usually get out from that. So is you adding that the fun parts into your story aspect, does that help you when it comes to sharing your story?
The funny does help, but I'm gonna tell you, the only person that's editing that or judging that or feeling that before you even hit the stage,
it's me.
It's you.
Yeah.
You are allowing that voice to destroy whatever growth that you're going after or that uncomfortability, right? We're always going to be uncomfortable sometimes sharing something. But like I tell my friends, other people, if you're writing it and you feel something and you're like, write it. If you feel that, I don't know, the crowd is going to feel that. Why are they going to feel that? Because you feeling that. You have to write it. If you feel something, write it. It's telling you. You're breaking through a wall. You're learning how to be comfortable in the uncomfortable. There's certain things that you will need to do to edit when you're like, but there's a different voice. You're like, I'm not editing because I feel uncomfortable. I'm editing because it's too long and I think I could shorten it better. That's a healthy edit, not the process of like, I don't know. The room is cold. I don't know if they're gonna be here. That's all you. That voice is killing all that. So when you hear that voice and you're aware of it, you need to shut it down. And anything. Yep. And anything you do, not even in storytelling, right? And life.
Yep.
Should I go after that job? So, should I go after this class that I really want to take, but I heard it's hard? Go after it. Give yourself that chance. So for me, the comedy so there's two parts. In the beginning, I was uncomfortable to write certain things only because my mom and certain family members was going to see me. That's the only fear I ever had. I want you to stay with me from the beginning, middle, and end, because my mom has a tendency, if it doesn't go fit in her head the way she hears it, she's like, Ricky, that didn't happen that way. I can't believe you said that. And I'm like, stick with me, because that happened in the first 15 minutes. Now I'm at, minute number 40. Or stay with me. So the only fear I had was, are they going to judge me, or are they going to crucify me based on the first thing that made them uncomfortable? Or are they going to hear the whole thing and be like, I understand? And I got a note that says, this is your story. Focus on your story and share your story. Let them write their own story. So that was the only fear that I really had to write. But to make fun of myself and to make it funny, I don't use it as a way of like, let me make it funny so I could like share it. No, I just think it's funny to shape it that way, and I'm having fun doing it to shine a light on it on humor. And then when it gets to those tense or tough moments, through trial and error, I learned to embrace it, because before you see it on stage, I went through a journey already for me to go through it. I had to cry with it first. I had to laugh with it first.
Yep.
And then once I got comfortable with that, I don't care how you guys feel. If it's like, oh my God, that was so brutal when you said, okay, well, that's how I felt. So I always do things for me first. So my advice to you too is like, if you want to use comedy elements to make yourself more comfortable to share certain aspects of your life, do it. Add a comedy thing. But if it doesn't, no one laugh, keep going. It's fine. But don't edit yourself that way. When you hear that voice, shut it down. And if you feel something in your writing, go after it. There's a reason why you're feeling it, because you have to face it. And then once you embrace it and you face it, and you learn from it, or you accept it, there's many versions of that. You're like, okay, then now I'm ready to go out there.
It is. It's something that I'm working on every day, because it's so hard. Because my sisters and my mom, of course, they know me. Right. We've been together, and so each time I write something, usually I first share that with them. Right. And then they give me critiques. But every time they tell me, you've left something, you've jumped, like you're from this country to the other country immediately. Where's it? I'm like, I don't want to share those stuff. Right. Like they feel so vulnerable, and I don't want the audience to feel that way. And I'm like, how am I gonna, work on that?
My question for you, I'm sorry, this is your podcast, but why don't you want the audience to feel that way? Is it because you don't want to feel that way? So it's not the audience, it's you. The answer is you don't want to feel that way. And then you got to ask yourself why I don't want to feel this way. Which you don't have to share here. But I'm saying, those are questions you ask yourself, why I don't want to feel this way. But I will share this with you. Your vulnerability is not weakness. Yep. It is a superpower. Because there are other girls who look like you are going to be inspired by you and your story. But the first girl that you're going to inspire first, it's me. It's you and that inner child. Yeah. So then when you do that and you face that and you get comfortable with that, it's a superpower. And it takes time, right? It takes years, days, months, whatever. But that's your journey. Don't bring it on the crowd. The crowd is going to take you wherever you want to go. If they see you having a good time, they're going to have a good time. If they see you having a tough moment, sharing something, they're going to have a tough time with, but they're going to appreciate that.
That's true.
So trust yourself.
Okay, we're going to move forward to the next question. You've created like several award-winning solo shows, from The Naked Truth to your latest work with Nana. How has your artistic journey shaped both your craft and your personal growth?
Yeah, tremendously. My shows has tremendously allowed personal growth, and that was one of the reasons why I wanted to take these stories from my life, was to learn from it, was to grow from it, was to laugh at it, and take control of my narrative and my trauma, right? Yeah. I can't control how things are going to happen to me, but I can control how I learn from it and how I grow from it and how I can laugh from it, shine a light on it. Yeah. So that's my shows has provided so much personal growth, and that's why I keep going back to it. It's the love, the passion, but there's a learning lesson there. And the more I do it, the more I see the lessons, the more I can reflect through the years. Like I could go back and watch certain shows, or every time I do a new show, it feels different because I'm allowing myself to live in different moments that maybe I didn't see when I was writing it, or maybe when I didn't see last week when I performed it. It's a living spirit that it keeps on going, that I could always see it in a different eye. So while I'm laughing and you're laughing, together we're growing together, and together we're connecting. But most importantly, I'm going through that journey over and over. So it's part therapy, it's part love, it's part joy. It's everything that I want to put out there as an artist. It gave me purpose. It continues to give me purpose personally, spiritually and professionally as I keep doing these shows and creating shows.
And as you continue, do you hope to change like the story or the narratives, or share like other people's stories from the community, or just stick to your personal story?
Well, the blessing with that, right, is that I would love to, but I think the blessing with that is that when I do these shows, I'm bringing characters with me. So I'm doing characters from people that can relate. They're coming from my hood, my block, right? Yeah. You know, like the story of my mom, single mother raising 3 kids. She's not the first and she's not the last. Someone who watched that can be like, I know where she's coming from. That she reminds me of my mom or my aunt. Yeah. You know, there's a character in my show now called the Old School Cat. He's the guy that, you know, I used to always see with the other guys that would drink on the block, listen to soul music. Yeah. But whenever they was my favorite people to hang out with, because you know, listening to the music, and they would drop gems to me. Yeah. You know, but I was young. But when I got older, I was like, oh, when he said that, now I get it. I understand. So I bring those characters with me, and I noticed when I came to Arizona and stuff like that, everyone has their version of the ghetto or poor. Yeah. Right. Yeah. And even when I was in Buffalo, you don't have to be from Brooklyn to know what hungry is, what poor is, what dangerous is, what love and community is. That's everywhere. So as I continue writing these stories, I'm bringing these characters with me and honoring them, honoring my mother, honoring myself, honoring, you know, characters that I met in my life. Yep. So I think that's the beauty for me, that when I do these shows is that you can relate, and they're so universal that they're named this, but for you it can mean anything. But this is what they mean to me. So these characters hold many different aspects of my life. So I will continue to do those characters and to bring them into my story where I see they fit along with the story. I just don't want to be doing a character, just do a character, you know?
So as you grow, then you continue like expanding your bigger community as well.
Yeah. I think life
because you're meeting new friends every day.
Exactly.
You're meeting new people every day.
Exactly. So, you might be in the show next week. I might do you in the show. But it's so true. Like, your life is ever evolving and changing.
That's true.
And you're always meeting people, you know, and, you know, if I'm writing a show pertaining to a certain aspect of my life, I will look at it as like, oh, I remember when this person said this, or Rebecca said this in the podcast, and you know, I may not use the whole thing, but maybe there's a line in that podcast that's going to help me say. And when I went to the UAZ podcast, and Rebecca said this line, blah 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 blah, man, that hit me hard, and then I started thinking of this. See, like that all of a sudden start exposing a story to perform on stage. So yeah.
And also, do you look at like current issues that are affecting the community and the government to kind of add that into your stories?
That I stay away from. I don't get political in my stuff. That's just me. There's a lot of reasons for that. Everyone has their views for that. I don't. The world and the chaos from the world will maintain that way all the time. There's some good and bad things from the world that's happening, and social media and everyone's doing a great job shining a negative light on that, right? And the facts on that too, right? And also things that you're like, is this even for real? Is this AI, right? I don't want to touch that. Yeah. With my stuff and my shows, I want to go based on my truth, my world, and we already been dealing with that. So I want to use this hour for us to go on a journey, to laugh, to get away from that,
everything.
From everything. And let's connect to this story that's going to make you laugh, that's going to make you cry, that's going to make you reflect, and then make you laugh. But you're not going to leave feeling like, ugh. Or divide my audience of like, where I believe this, and then the other one's like, no, we're here together as a family. We're gonna go on this journey together. I want to focus on that. If you want to argue or you want to share your views outside of that, go ahead. We're doing that every day, no problem. But in the shows that I create and perform, I don't want. It's never been my cup of tea anyway to talk about politics and stuff like that. But I may throw some gems in my show. That can help you. Like one of my characters, the Old School Cat, he says, learn to be a friend to yourself. His mom told him that when he was young, you know? And that's a common thread in the show of like, no matter what you've been through in life and what you're going to go through in life, the main person that keeps showing up for you is you. So if you're dealing with the commotions and the chaos of the world, whether it's political, whatever, the tough, the ups, the downs, who has to deal with that? You. Who has to find a solution? You. Who has to maybe break through from that, laugh, whatever. Find whatever works for you to keep on going so you don't give up. You. So you could take that from my show without even me having to say, the world is blowing up and this is what you got to do. And they saying this, but don't believe that. Like, I don't need to say all that because I don't want to dumb down my audience. You guys are very smart. I want you guys to paint the pictures. Like one person said, I would love, which I did in a show before, I would like to see certain pictures of the people when you're talking about them. And I did that in certain shows. But I want to go back to the storytelling basics. I want you to paint your own picture of what the old school guy is, or my mom. I want you to figure out, he said he went to therapy. He said when he did this, oh, wow, Rick tells his story with music, poetry, comedy. Also, he used all those elements to find peace, to share his story. What am I doing to help me? Is it storytelling? Is it law? I want you guys to think and use your brain to figure out what it is for you to work for you. So, yeah.
That's a powerful way of putting everything together for sure.
So you mentioned prior that you want your audience to take away a lesson from your show. So what specific lesson do you want your audience to take away from?
Life is going to be tough. Life is going to be, like I mentioned, you're going to go through trials and tribulations, ups and downs. But to never give up. Never give up. There's always a light at the end of the tunnel, no matter how defeated you may feel, because in the story I do share that at one point I was very defeated. I took a knee, right? My face was bloody. I felt like I was like almost like in a boxing ring, and I grabbed the white towel. I was down and out. I took a knee. I needed a break, but there was things that happened in the show and in my life that I had to slowly pick up the pieces and pick myself up, whether it was friends from the community, support, my music, my poetry. I found the positive outlets that work for me. So whatever you're going through in life, whatever your situation is, use the positive solutions to get you out of it. And it's not going to happen tomorrow. Just like in my story, it didn't happen in one day. And that was my frustration, right? I talked about it. I said it in therapy. I'm tired of talking about it because next week I'm still in the same predicament. But I kept going using these positive sources, poetry, writing, going on stage, or even just saying, you know what? I don't want to talk about it today. I'm just going to feel crappy, and it's okay because tomorrow's a new day. Keep going. Keep loving yourself. Keep finding a way, and be that friend to yourself. We give our friendship to everyone that we meet so easily sometimes. Why don't we just give it to ourselves? Well, we need it first. You know what I'm saying? No matter what you believe in, whatever God, religion, spiritual, whatever you believe in, that person believes, or that energy believes in you.
Yep.
You have to believe in you. And you have to keep doing to work. So whatever you believe in, or whatever friend is there for you to help you, you have to use that energy now to pick yourself out. No one's going to do it for you. No one's going to save you.
Yep.
You got to save yourself. You know, there's support, but you got to get to the support and you got to do it. So don't give up. Keep fighting. There's always a light at the end of the tunnel. And don't take it so serious that you stop laughing. Take a moment to laugh. We need that. Especially how the world is too, you know, what we're seeing. We need a time to take a break and laugh, and reflect on our lives.
I like how you kind of put people in your life into your show, and Nana is a deeply personal tribute to your sister. So when you perform your storytelling to the people in your show, what are their thoughts? Do they think it's funny? Do they get offended? What's their feelings?
When the people from my family see it, or just in general, like the audience?
The characters in your story.
Oh, okay. So, well, like for let's use my mom for example. She's a big source of my comedy in my shows.
Yeah.
Because she was the first woman that I, Superwoman, Superman, everything that I saw in my life that I lived with. So when my mom sees it, she laughs at it. She thinks it's a joy. She'll probably get uncomfortable with certain things because I'm sure I'm sharing certain aspects of the life, like the dynamic between her and my dad when they were together.
Yeah.
So she probably will feel uncomfortable, but then she also will probably, which I did see, she was like, that's right, because I kicked him out the house and because he wasn't doing that again. Like, she feels the triumph of, like, she sees the strong woman that she is. I hope that she sees it, right? Because we go through things in life that we may lose belief in ourselves, but I'm showing a strong woman, but also that has, fractures in her life, just like we all do. Yeah. So when people see it, from the characters from my life, they, so far what I got, they embraced it, they're laughing, they definitely do enjoy it. Especially with my sister, when she was alive, she definitely was dying laughing with the jokes that I would say and just being myself. But it also opened up a portal of like, wow, this I can't believe Ricky's up there doing this and sharing this, because with my family, I was quiet a lot. Because I felt like I didn't have a safe. After a while, I felt like I didn't have a safe space to share. Because every time I shared something, the next day everybody knew my business. And then my mom was like, "I don't talk in this house. I don't gossip." But everyone knew what the story I shared with you in private about, and then now everybody knows. So I started closing myself up when I was young. I was like, "Well, I'm not sharing anything," which was a bad move. But I learned to be open again. But when my family started seeing the shows, they're like, "Oh my God. I can't believe he's sharing this," or I didn't know he was going through this because he never shared with me. So I think it's a mixture of things. They're like, there's a shock value, like, oh my God. And it's like, oh, this life, this is great. I was like, oh, he shared this again? Oh my God. And then it's like, wow, but I'm proud he made it out because he shared something deep that I didn't know he came to me to share.
When you're talking about like you shutting down because you shared something and then you hear it from the whole community, that thing happened so much to me when I came to the United States for the first time. When we were here, I think it's kind of like a culture here. When you tell somebody something, they tell their friends, they tell their whole community. The next day, everything is everywhere. And I didn't like that, because where I come from, it doesn't happen like that. If you share something, it's only to that person, and you don't hear it from another person. But here, it's kind of like a culture. And it took me forever to understand that it's a culture here. So I was like, okay, now I'm gonna be sharing. I'm not gonna shut down.
Right.
But I'm gonna be intentional of what I'm sharing.
Right.
What am I sharing specifically?
Exactly.
So, but it took, for sure, I was uncomfortable. I was like, so I share this, and the next time you meet this person, like, oh, this is Rebecca. She told me this and this. And I'm like, what's wrong with people here? It doesn't happen like this. But as I learned, I was like, okay, now I'm gonna be so intentional that if I share this, then I know that it's going to be shared with everybody. Right. So I'm going to share what is important and what I want people to hear. You're in
control of what you share.
Yes.
And if you know that you share it, everyone knows.
Yeah. Yeah. So to our next question here is that you've been telling us that whenever you share your story, you're using multiple creative mediums like the stage plays, music, podcasting, and web series. So how do you stay adapted as an artist?
I just look for different platforms and ways to continue doing what I love on different mediums. So, the poetry, doing the poetry slams, that was another avenue. I was like, man, I always love telling poetry. What's stopping me? Right, and go on stage.
Yeah.
Web series. I how that came about. I was a new father, and I really didn't have a lot of other friends that were fathers, and I didn't have no one to really talk to. But if you go on the women Instagram, women have so much support for everything. Yeah. So I'm like, where's the dudes? Where are we talking about? So I felt almost isolated and alone. That like I can't go to this other guy to talk about my wife, but I know she got a group talking about me. Or I don't know what to do with this baby, but she has a group to talk about this, what you do, girl, with this baby. So that web series called Dadrepy was based on that. Meeting someone at a bench who's also another Dominican and Puerto Rican, Dominican person of color, dealing with fatherhood, but we're present. Like we're present in the child's life, and we care about being a father, even though I didn't have a father present in my life.
Yep.
My friend in that show, he did, but he still wanted certain things from him that he wasn't getting as a father, right? Generational curses. So I wanted to shine a light on that. Well, if there's not, I don't feel like there's a support. Let me make a support for myself, and then shine a light on that. So anything that I do, poetry, music, comedy, storytelling, whatever the case is, I've just been blessed to have these gifts inside, and that I want to keep using them to shine a light on myself and on these stories. I'm just looking for different ways. How can I tell these stories in different mediums? And once again, it goes back to, I love it and it's fun. So then when I was doing these solo shows, I asked myself, because I got the bug to do it, it's like, that's what I want to do. If I'm going to be on stage, I want to do that. And I want to tell the story using everything that I love to do as a person. I'm just not grabbing a guitar because I heard that you love singing and guitar. So like, let me put that in the show. I'm not doing poetry because you love poetry. No, I'm doing it because I love it, and there's a joy and a passion to do it. So now how can I use these gifts to tell the story when it's right? Not just say, yeah, so when I was born in New York, oh, by the way, like I'm not going to just automatically play. Like I'm going to do it when it feels right to tell that story. And when you look at it, it's a complete package of like, oh, this is Rick. Anyone that knows me, that's Rick. That's all his colors. So I keep being artistic by finding different avenues and mediums and using this to keep inspiring myself to tell new stories using these creativities and gifts.
So why is it important for students to experiment with different forms of expression?
Is it important?
Yeah.
Oh,
because many people would tell you that stick to one thing. Do you love to share your story? Do you want to do it through poetry? Stick to poetry, learn those forms and continue doing that. They kind of like don't let you explore so many different avenues. So why is it important?
I think that is very important. I think especially in your 20s. Look, I'm 37. I'm still figuring out certain things in my life, right? From my 20s, right? So I say yes. Give yourself the opportunity to explore many different things. Your 20s especially is your time to explore and figure out what you like, what you don't like. Maybe it's okay, whatever, and anything, personal, relationships, business, whatever it is. You have time is the most beautiful thing and valuable thing that we have. I knew in my 20s, for some reason, something clicked like, this is what I want to do. Whether it gives me money or not, I'm still going to do this. And I saw the difference of people that, I was going to use, you say the A word, but that didn't, that wasn't, that half did it, right? And I saw the difference of people that really went after it. And I saw the difference of that. I saw the difference in my community, people that did drugs and people that didn't. Or if I decide to live in that world of doing drugs, right? Where that's going to lead, or gang activity, whatever the case is. I took a negative and turned it into a positive. And I'm guilty of things where I messed up in life, right? But that's the beauty of it. I gave myself the opportunity to explore, to figure out, and be like, yeah, that's for me and that's not for me. It's helping me. So to the students out there, yes, eventually you're going to know by going out there and trying so many things. Eventually you're going to figure out, this is the route why I want to go. Like you tried other things before you hit law, right? I would assume, right? And then you're like, oh, law for some reason keeps showing up in many different ways of my life. So let me do it. Storytelling for you. Storytelling probably been in your life all your life. And while you're trying different things. And it wasn't until you started noticing the trend, this keeps on coming up. Let me go after it. So fail. Give yourself the opportunity to fail. Give yourself the opportunity to succeed. And then in the end, when you realize there was no such thing as failure, the only thing that was the difference is that I allowed myself to try. And I learned. Because now I got lessons here. And I could get better from it. So do everything that you want to do. Because I guarantee, just like, my sister's no longer here, and that was one of the biggest lessons that I think she gave me from the other side, is that my sister still had goals and dreams that she wanted to do in life, right? But I know for a fact she put a lot of those things on hold, whether it was in 20s, her 30s, because she ended up having kids. But she don't have that opportunity no more, or that gift to even try. Here I am, primarily good health, I have the opportunity to try. You have the opportunity. You have the opportunity. My sister don't have that no more. People in your life that you know that passed on and transitioned, they don't have this gift of trying, but they have the gift of living.
Yep.
So give yourself the opportunity to keep trying, and then you'll figure it out. Anything you do, you'll figure it out. You figured it out when you was a baby, like I said, picking back in when you didn't know how to walk. You figured it out, but I keep on doing it. But you had the gift of trying. So keep trying and do it.
You have very many exciting events and projects coming in the future. So what can the audience expect from your upcoming work?
They can expect connection, feeling these emotions of laughter, joy, excitement, sadness when they see me on stage, even if it's just right now I'm doing my first tour ever. If you got hand claps on there, put that woo. I'm doing my first tour for my solo show. It starts in January. We're going to be in Tucson on January 9th. Then we're going to do Phoenix on March 7th in Sedona. So this is all self-funded with the donations that I received from people when I was raising monies for it. And also my wife is directing it as well, and our own self-produced money, because we believe we're not going to wait on Hollywood or anyone else to tell our stories. We're going to produce and create our stories and tell our stories the way we're meant to tell them. And going after your dreams, right? This is a love, this is a joy. So I have a tour that I'm preparing for. It's a small little baby one, but it's mine, so you can't take it away. 6 dates. We're hopefully going to add more dates as we go on. But Tucson on January 9th, it opens up. And then March 7th, it's in Phoenix at the Changing Hands bookstore. So that's the main thing that I'm going as is this show called Vamos a reír un poco. Let's laugh a little. And I hope you guys come and support. I can guarantee that you're going to feel something, and that is my goal. Feel some laughter, feel some sadness, feel some excitement. Feel, hey, I felt that this thing sucked. Okay, great, but you felt something. Like, you know what I'm saying? Then that's what I want. I want us to go on this journey to connect, and us being in a room connecting to one another to feel something through art. And I think that's a beautiful thing. So I would love your support. For Tucson, tickets only $15. You guys, probably on campus, $15 is a burger and fries, right? That's, it's cheap or okay. But I know everyone here is probably broke, because I was a broke student myself. So I remember those days.
Well, how can students get involved or even support your journey?
They can follow me at RH Comedy on Instagram. Go to my website too, rhcomedy.com. Slide in my DMs, do something. Hey, say, hey, what's up, Rick? Like my stuff. Support any way you can. And if you can't afford it, come to me. We'll work something out, because I got some comp tickets that I'm able to give out in January. Or even if I got to pay for it. I believe in what I do, and I believe in the story, that it's not about the money. It's about what we can learn from this story, and us coming together to take a time to laugh and enjoy it and go on a journey. And I've always been that way. And if I'm blessed to reach higher levels of going to theaters and performing, I'm still going to remain that way. It's about, if someone said, oh, I want to go, but we'll figure something out. Reach out to me, because it's the power of the story, and that's what I want. I want my peoples in there, my Black, Latino, Mexican, Dominican, Puerto Ricans. I love my white people too, right? But this story came from a diverse community. That's what I want to see out there too, because I know what this story did for me, and I know what it can do for others, because I've been seeing the reactions when I've been workshopping the show. So come on down. Please support.
Do you offer trainings for upcoming storytellers?
I don't. But it's something that I would love to do, right? So if you're interested, anyone interested, reach out to me. If you're interested too, like you got my number. So I'm an open book. I don't believe in gatekeeping. I have this knowledge that I got so far that I don't know everything, but I got some stuff in my soup that I use for the recipe that has been working, and some stuff that you're like, you put too much salt, that wasn't good. You got to do a new batch, right? So what I'm trying to say is that I have this knowledge, and a lot of this knowledge came from trial and error that also other people passed on to me. And I'm the same way. So if someone comes up to me and they see it and they're like, hey, I need help with this, I'm more than welcome to help you. I would love to put together like a storytelling workshop. My wife has mentioned it. I felt it because I eventually want to share and help people share their story, because that's also a passion of mine, because I could see things of like, hey, you tell this here, but what if you take it and you do it here, and then this will go right here, and then remember when you didn't want to share that? You got to share it, and I think you could close it. Like I see it as a movie or whatever, depending the person who's telling it, because that's how I do it with my stuff. So I down the road, I am planning to create like, I guess, a storytelling workshop, but you don't have to wait for that. If you feel inspired today, you guys, whatever, and you like, hey, I want to do storytelling, reach out to me. You guys got my info, and I'm more than welcome to help and share the information I got. I don't gatekeep. I feel like we go further together rather than individually. And I think that stands in the way from a lot of us, that we're scared to ask questions. Ask the question. If the person don't answer it, fine. There's another person that you ask, and eventually you will find the answer that you're looking for. Ask questions. That is the most valuable thing that you can do in your art form, professional, creative, personal. Ask the questions. Hey, I noticed you did this. When you did that, who helped you, or how did you? You're gonna have people like, no, this is mine. I figured it out. They are the A word. I can't say it. I'm not trying to bleed up. But you have people like myself that are like, oh, yeah, reach out to this person. Tell them I sent you. This is how you do it. Blah, blah, blah. Right? That's easy. That's the easy part. I could give you all that information. The number one thing that I see a lot of times that doesn't go through, you guys don't do the work to do it. You guys think one email, not just you, I'm just saying, you guys think like you send one email or one DM or of a request and that's it. You stop there. No. Follow-ups. Keep asking. And then if it's a dead, opportunity, go to somebody else and ask. But keep going after it. You're going to find it.
That's great. I think many students, including us who are upcoming storytellers, will learn so much from you, because we've been doing this for 15 years. And so I think you can now see the patterns of if somebody's coming up, an upcoming artist, you can be able to guide them through, because you've gone through so much experiences. You've learned from so many people, from so many stories, from so many movies, poetry. And so there's you can offer so much to somebody who's
hook it up, Rebecca. Let's do a workshop. Let's do a workshop here. I'm down. If that's something you guys want to do, I'm down. All we need is 3-5 people. We don't need 30, 40 people. Start small.
That's
you know what I'm saying? And everything will build. But set it up.
Yeah.
You heard it here first, wherever the camera's at. So we're going to do a workshop here.
So before we come to the end of our show tonight, do you have anything else that you want to share with the audience about your upcoming shows, or just anything in general?
No, I could talk a lot. So thank you guys for having me here. But I think I summed it up, pretty much what I do, and I'm hopefully anyone who heard this will be inspired, and reach out if you have further questions about what I do or how can I help you out in your storytelling life. I'm all for that, and I just hope that you give me the opportunity to share this story with you. So if you're free on January 9th in Tucson, it's going to be at the historic Y at 8:30 p.m. on Friday. Reach out to me for more information. Tickets are $15. But I really hope you guys give me the opportunity to share this story. I know everybody's busy with life, or even like, I don't want to go out there. It's like 20 minutes away. It's far, whatever the excuse is. I hope that you allow yourself to give me the opportunity. And I can guarantee you won't regret it, because there's a lot of people in Tucson that when I did the workshop of it, I would say we have maybe like 70 or 75 people there. I would say like maybe 65 people never seen my work. Never seen. They just heard, oh, this person's good. I like how he tells stories. And I just won over 65 people because they allowed themselves to go on this journey with me. In the end, they felt something, and they all came up to me like, oh my God, I love when you did this, blah, blah, blah. When are you going to do this show? So I can guarantee that if you come correct, don't be coming with no attitude. If you come correct with an open mind, you're going to have a good time. Yeah.
And I also guarantee that, because I've been to your show and I've seen it by myself. Thank you so much for being with us. We really appreciate your time. First of all, I want to thank you because you're coming from far.
Yeah, it's
from
fine.
Phoenix.
Yeah.
You were the first guest that has come has traveled all out from that far. Most of our guests are always within Tucson.
Yeah.
But thank you so much for honoring our invitation. This is really an honor for us to have you here, given that you've achieved so much in just 15 years. And we hope that you continue to do this and inspire the community. I know like storytelling isn't easy because there's so much that you share that is from a personal, deep level. And not everybody can do that.
Right.
We have so many people with different stories, but they're always afraid to do that.
Right.
But then you take your time and share that vulnerability with the community. I'm talking of this because I myself, I feel that I've shared stories in so many ways, but sometimes it's so hard to really pour that vulnerability to the community and the people listening to you. But you do that anyway in so many ways, just to help and empower the community.
We're gonna work on that.
Yeah.
Reach out to me. We're gonna work on that.
The young, mostly when it comes to like the fatherhood, you mentioned that you didn't grow up with a father figure in your life,
Right.
but you still share this to ensure that you're empowering other people. It's really so powerful, and I love that, and I hope that you continue to do your great work, continue inspiring the community, continue sharing your story because it's so powerful.
Thank you.
Thank you for being with us, and we hope to have you again on our show.
Absolutely. Thank you.